Now, I always start with the card on the bottom of the deck because I feel like there's a lot of really good information that comes about there. This is the Page of Ghosts. And the Page of Ghosts can be an incoming message, possibly a message of love, or something that is particularly helpful for you, like that. It could be an offer of help. Could be, somebody's secretly got a crush on you. Could be all kinds of things like that. But something positive would be coming in. Ghost is the suit of cups here, and cups is water element. So it's going to be something emotionally or spiritually or both that is a blessing for you. This first card here is the Eight of Imps. And the Eight of Imps kind of look a little confused, like they're supposed to be doing something, but they're not really sure, not really organized in what they need to be doing. So there is some kind of indication of a confusion that's going on. And there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. There's a lot of opinions, let's say, and they may not all be working in sync for the same purpose. And that really is reflected here. The Five of Imps is less confusion and more frustration, however. But this is sort of a mental picture of your recent past or what's moving into your recent past. And then this Imps card here is about these five Imps are supposed to be building a pentagram together, and yet they can't seem to get together to make it work out. It's again, too many opinions, too many ideas. This is conflict. And this is confusion. So both of these together, not really helpful for you. Not really helping right now. And then we may have some trouble. This isn't looking good, really. We've got the Moon card. You'll notice here that we've got a werewolf with torn clothing. We've got a jack-o'-lantern. We've got a skull. They're all looking a little scared. The cat's looking angry. And then we've got a French bulldog over there that's like, what? And we have the crustacean here, which represents the crab, the Cancer crab. Moon is represented by Cancer. Moon is planetary ruler of Cancer, although the Moon card can also be indicative of Pisces. But for this, I feel like it has more to do with, it's almost like you're in a crazy place. Your feet are planted in Crazy Town, and you've got a lot of conflicting opinions and actors. Everybody, it's like you've got maybe 7 people, 8 opinions, something like that. And it really does seem insane. It's hard to get clarity. There might be deception going on, so not everybody has all the information they need to work it out. Or it could be actual insanity. It could be that someone is struggling with mental health issues, and it's affecting your ability to work together, get things done. These imps are trying to figure something out, but none of them knows the best way to do it. If that sounds like something that you're going through right now, you may want to seek out professional help. For either you or for someone else. Could be couples counseling or family counseling. But there's some kind of difficulty working things out. If this is a job, that's not a positive work environment for you. So it may be the case that you kind of have to move on from here. Now, my eye just fell onto the other card at the bottom of the deck, just below where the Page of Ghosts was. Like, this could be a message of love or something positive coming in. But look at this other card that was right below it, which is Nine of Pumpkins. This is the independent businesswoman. She's successful. She's happy. She's content. Her pumpkins are huge. This is her glorious garden that she's in. She's got that Snow White talent for having animals land on her hands and not be creeped out by it. And it's wonderful, right? She's got this going on. This person here, this lady right here, is completely the opposite from all of this energy over there. I think some of you are in a very toxic work situation and you need to get the hell out. Maybe go into your own business or start expanding or working on your own business so that you can extradite yourself from these icky situations with these ignorant people. Or crazy people, or illogical, disorderly. I I'm going to leave it at there. I don't want to put people down because I don't know what your situation is. It's not even that it seems like communication could enhance some of this, but this moon is making me think that there's somebody completely irrational or illogical, and you cannot talk logic to illogical people, or you cannot be rational with irrational people. Not when they're this far gone anyway. So I'm going to jump to the center right here. This Four of Pumpkins is a happy and industrious. In fact, this one here looks like this Nine of Pumpkins, maybe 5 months beforehand. I say 5 months, maybe I'm doing the math on the bottom. But whatever this is, for some reason 5 jumped in. But the idea here is that if you want to get out of this toxic work environment and someday have your own beautiful garden, your own business, be your successful single woman or single person, whatever you are. If you want that to be your life, it is time to plant those seeds, right? For future harvests, it's planting time. And this vegetable person is throwing down seeds right now because he wants to get his garden started. He doesn't want to wait because there's just too much toxic energy going on in this environment. Now, this hope up here is a generosity of sorts. You're a generous-natured person, Pisces. You want to give generously, open-handedly. But remember, the giver can't give without someone to receive that. And this card can indicate a two-way street of giving and taking, which is the ideal situation, right? With all the confusion in the recent past or about to be moved into the past tense, we see that you are somebody who desires for an equal exchange, in and out, give and take, gift, receipt, that sort of thing, giving and receiving. And certainly that's who you are. That's your best self. So we do want to move you in that direction, but what it's going to look like is you have to start thinking about what is it that you want to do that can get you out of this rough environment. And with this Eight of Ghosts, we do see you moving out of that toxic environment. You're cutting your losses and moving on. You're leaving something behind you that is no longer beneficial, but something that you've put a lot of emotion into. That's why these ghosts look sad and lost, bereft even, to be losing you. Because you've done a good job wherever you were. You've got to leave this crazy behind. And you already know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. So don't think that you're going to be surprised. Or if you are feeling surprised by this, don't worry. This may not be for you. Whoever you are, whoever this reading is for, you already know this is chaos and you cannot sustain that chaos over long. It's just too much. You have been thinking, how do I plant my seeds? How do I grow so that I can manifest my business someday where I don't have to deal with other people's toxicity? Because I'm feeling like you're done. And that's hard for you, Pisces, to be done because you see the good in everyone. And it doesn't mean that you can't see the good in the company and think of it as a learning opportunity. But perhaps it means we have to have clear communication, clear roles. If you're going to be having staff or personnel of your own, it could be you have to have a clear vision for where you're going, and each person needs to know what his or her role is in creating that. If this is a home and family situation, then my recommendation for you there is going to be, again, seeking out marriage or couples counseling or something like that so that you guys can get on the right track. But I don't think that this is a marriage situation, really. So again, I'm thinking weird business environment. Now, moving over here, we see the Queen of Ghosts. And that Queen of Ghosts could be you, Pisces, because Ghosts is cups and cups is water, right? So this is going to be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces energy, the Queen of Ghosts. She's a loving person. Although she looks like a mermaid at this point, so I don't know if she's actually a person or if that's her Halloween costume. But either way, she's a wonderful and loving, benevolent kind of a person. She's got good energy. She's supportive. If it's not you, it's going to be someone who's helpful to you, right? If this is you, this is about you at your best. This is you at your best. Now, You're doing good. But beneath you, we see a little spy right here. She's got her spy glasses and everything. She's hitting the ground, and notice that the waves are kind of coming up under her feet here a little bit, right? She's a little bit rocky. You know, this is somebody who's studying things, but she's got her business in everybody else's business. So, you know, this Page of Bats could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This would be somebody that you related to as a younger person. Maybe there's an office gossip, something like that. But either way, you know, as you're planning to move away, you may want to protect yourself from negative influences and so forth. Some people find black tourmaline to be a helpful crystal in preventing other people's negativity from affecting them and their life. But this is something you do want to pay attention to here. I'm not saying that this person is dangerous to you in some kind of a way, but they're going to be a gossip and a basic nuisance. And given that you're coming out of this, it even could be as you're deciding to leave this rough environment and there's all kinds of insanity at the job place, you might think somebody at your former job is a friend when they're really not. And that's what they're showing you, is that even as you're leaving that environment, there's somebody here that's a spy or somebody who's cruising you on social media or some kind of thing like that. So just be mindful of that. Not everybody out there's got the best intentions, even if they're in your life. And then this kind of shows your mind state in the days and weeks to come, moving forward. The Two of Bats here is that kind of ambivalence, right? Between two different ideas that may be equally appealing. You may feel conflicted about one situation or the other. And one thing, though, don't put the blindfold on yourself, right? You have to be willing to open your eyes and look at the evidence, right? The blindfold is a metaphor on Lady Justice that you know, she's not prejudiced against any one person or so. In your case, you do need to open your eyes and look at the situation. These bats would probably help you. Are you closing yourself off to them? Are you even aware of their presence? There may be spirit guides or helpers that you can speak to or communicate with in meditation, in your own psychic work, whatever you do. That can help you have all kinds of advice and things like that. So open your eyes and be aware that there may be people that don't appreciate your best efforts, that want to cut you down, that are spying on you, maybe passing negativity or gossip or any kind of thing. Even if they don't have anything negative to say, the energy could be toxic for your, it sucks to be around that, frankly. And you've got a lot going for you and a lot of really positive things coming up in your life. So be sure to leave behind these negative people. See it for what they are. You know, we can't expect things from people when they are incapable of providing that. So if there's somebody who's actually mentally ill, or who's creating some kind of chaos or unstable work environment or what have you, do what you can in that situation. You know, maybe it's about reporting to supervisors. Maybe they are the crazy person in the workplace. I really don't know. But whatever that is, make sure that you're staying grounded and protected in your work and your life and what you do. Again, I don't feel like this is a physical danger to anybody. Just, you know how it can be when people can do things with words sometimes that, well, I don't need to beat that dead horse, I suppose, but you know what it's like being around toxic people. And of course you do, because you're a Pisces, you're a water sign, you're very in tune with all of that. So now let me shuffle these. What we're doing here is we're moving on next to our Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. And we're going to pull one for you. All right. So this is the card that jumped out just now. You drew this card because your body, or the body of the person for whom you are inquiring, is highly sensitive to chemicals. Archangel Raphael is recommending a detoxification with which he will oversee and help you with. This could mean changing to an organic and natural diet that's devoid of preservatives, sugar, and other chemicals. This card may also represent an avoidance of recreational substances such as alcohol, drugs, caffeine, sugar, or nicotine. In some cases, the angels could be steering you away from environmental irritants in your home or workplace. The first chemical or substance that comes to mind is an indication of your detoxification guidance. Possible specific meanings include take a detoxifying sea salt bath, ask the angels to clear away negative energies, leave a toxic relationship or situation, detoxify your thoughts by becoming more positive and optimistic, avoid household chemicals, and change or reduce your medications. Right? That last one, of course, with doctor support. And then your prayer listed on the card here is, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for cleaning up my body, mind, and life so that I may happily and healthfully live free of chemicals. And what a good note to end on. Doesn't this seem like a work environment that needs to be, or some kind of an environment that needs to be detoxified from?